Hey, what is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and today I'm giving you my review for The Walking Dead, Season 8, Episode 12 of The Walking Dead, which was titled The Key. So, this episode is got to be one of the greatest episodes in The Walking Dead history. Probably my favorite episode this season so far. I'd say so. It's either between this, Episode 2, or even Episode 9. One of those would be my favorite. I think this thing does everything a good Walking Dead episode should do, and it's pretty freaking incredible from start to finish. I think this is one of the best episodes, and to just get so many great episodes in a row and have such a good season, I still don't understand where all the hate is coming from, where all these people saying it's shit and the season's shit and the show is shit and all this. Still don't get what that's coming from, because from what I've seen, every episode has been pretty damn good, at least above average, for the most part. So I don't understand it, but let's review this episode and then we'll get into a little bit of a rant, because I like ranting and Walking Dead reviews. But this episode, so first things first, let's talk about Rick versus Negan. I think that was probably the most important and most exciting part of this episode, in my opinion. I think it was definitely the best part of the episode. It was literally the reason that got me so excited for it was the fact that we were getting Rick versus Negan, because Rick versus Negan in episode 8 was cool, but it was really short, and it was like 2 minutes long. It wasn't all that crazy. It was pretty exciting at that time, but after getting this, that fight looks like nothing compared to this. This is a full episode fight, and from start to finish, first of all, he freaking Fast and Furious his ass with the car, rolls up to him, knocks him over into the side alleyway, and he's just chasing him down like a cop. And then they get into the car crash. Now, they showed the car crash off screen. People were mad about that. Personally, it didn't take me out of the moment at all. I would just for like a second, I was like, oh, I guess he crashed. Oh, I didn't notice that. And that's it. I don't really see why that's a problem. That's not really. Seeing the crash wouldn't make much of a difference, in my opinion, but I don't know. I thought it was still well done. And then Rick gets out, and Rick starts shooting his AK-47 at the car, and this is something people were complaining about. Now, you have to realize a few things. First of all, just because a character makes a decision that you don't agree with does not mean it's bad writing. So people saying Rick shooting his bullets and wasting the ammo is bad writing, you're retarded, because it's not bad writing. It's just making a character do something that is something that, goes against what you would do, I guess. And the reason why he was shooting at the car, first of all, I can even stick up for it, was because he was trying to ignite the car. Because if you shoot the car enough in the gas tank, it will ignite. It won't blow it up like GTA. That's not, realistic. But it would ignite it and possibly set the car into flames, and then that Negan would be dead. So, could he have, slowly gone up and shot him through the window? Yeah. But Rick's a fucking savage. He wanted to ignite the car and kill him. And he gets out, he shoots back the car, and he runs out of ammo, reloads. Negan runs through the door, and he's shooting at Negan. And he doesn't, people are saying he has, stormtrooper aim and stuff like that. They're like, oh, how does he have perfect aim the whole show? And then I know he has stormtrooper aim. He doesn't have stormtrooper aim. Stormtrooper aim is when you're literally aiming right at the guy, and there's no cover, and you literally miss. That is different. Like, a couple feet away and you miss. That's completely different. This is literally Negan, a moving target, Rick moving as well, and him running through a door, a dark door, where you can't see, and you're shooting in full auto assault rifle, shooting at it. You're not going to hit every shot, especially Rick. He was a cop. He wasn't a freaking military, soldier. He uses, his Python. He doesn't use assault rifles. And even though he's still, it's not like he was inaccurate, Negan was moving, he ran out of ammo, and he threw the assault rifle away because he didn't need it anymore. And then he misses a few shots when he gets inside because Negan ran around a corner, he was moving. It's not easy. Look, I know when you're at home, sitting on your ass, eating fucking ice cream, watching The Walking Dead, you're going to be able to come up with, what people should do. You're going to have a better mindset. You're going to be like, oh, you should be doing this, Rick. You should be doing this. Oh, I would have done this. Oh, blah, blah, blah. you wouldn't know what you would do in that situation until you're in it. Just like people are always like, oh, if someone tried robbing a store and I was outside, I would run in and try to save the day. Like, you wouldn't know whether or not you would do that unless you're in that situation. So unless you're in Rick's shoes, unless you've just lost your son, okay? He just died. And then this guy's telling you, oh, you fucking, it's all your fault, you know? You should have let me save him. And then you're in a big war. You're in the apocalypse. You've already been through so much shit. Put yourself in Rick's shoes, and you're in that situation. You would not be having the same mindset. Sometimes you're not going to be like, okay, I gotta be stealthy. I got to sneak up around. No, Rick was just like, fuck it. I just want to kill this motherfucker. So he starts shooting up the car. You got to look at, you know, the placement of mindset that Rick is in throughout the things he's been through, especially the fact that he just lost his son. So of course he's going to be a little reckless and not do what he should do, because if he's trying to kill Negan, yeah, he should have been a little bit more conservative with his ammo, but he's not in the right mindset, okay? You have to realize that. And he doesn't have Stormtrooper brain. He was literally just shooting at Negan when he was moving, and he missed. Big fucking deal. Now they get inside and he ducks from Negan's swing. That was awesome. I love that. He does like a fucking baseball dive from the swing. That was awesome. And then they runs up the stairs. He's like, "Come and get me, Rick." He throws the axe. That was awesome when he threw the axe. And then he tries to cut Negan's hands off, and he falls through the floors into the basement. And we get what I would say to be some of the coolest dialogue between Rick and Negan in the alleyways. They're talking. Rick's telling him. I love how Rick revealed that they killed Jadis's people. I thought that was interesting. And then Rick finds Lucille, sets her ass on fire, which was just so awesome. And she jumps, she's like, "Don't touch her!" And he runs through, bangs him to the wall. And then the next 2 minutes after that was some of the best action, some of the best directing, some of the best choreography we've ever had for a fight sequence ever between Rick and Negan, with flaming Lucille and all the flaming walkers in that little tight area. That was a really cool set. Like, that like haunted house looking place was awesome. A really good place for a fight. And just seeing, you know, Rick swing the bat at Negan, hit him like twice, I think, and then he hit the walkers a few times, and then Negan got away, of course, and it was amazing, start to finish, amazing. Now what else did we get in this episode? We also got some Dwight and Simon stuff. I like the Dwight and Simon stuff. Was it a little bit too much? Not really. I felt like it was needed, just the amount they had. It didn't drag on or anything like that. I thought, you know, we needed to hear more of Simon saying, you know, I don't like Negan. I want, you know, to do things differently, because he's not, you know, obviously we're not in a good place now, and he's blaming him and stuff like that, trying to get Dwight on his side. I find that interesting. I found that whole conversation interesting, and I actually really, really enjoyed it. And then we get some other stuff with the Hilltop girls, Michonne, Maggie, Enid, Rosita going out to that group, and this group was weird at first. Like I said, they're probably going to be, you know, some kind of link to the Commonwealth community in season 10 or 11 for sure, but they were really weird at first when we first met them. Like, she first came out, Georgie, and then those two freaks next to her were just freaks, and they were weird, and people, you know, were complaining about that, but I think that's why I liked it, because it was weird. I like when they do weird things, weird, mysterious things that just get you questioning. That's what I love when TV shows do, when they get you to question so many things. They get you to, you know, think about so many possibilities. Like the garbage people. When they introduced the garbage people, everyone was like, "Oh, these people are stupid. They don't speak English." That intrigued me. That made me interested in finding out why they speak like that, and, you know, the backstories behind it. Now, if it wasn't a good story, if the show had bad writing, they wouldn't explain it. They would never explain it. Never. It would never be explained until the end of the show. Never. It would just never be explained. That's what a bad show would do. But The Walking Dead is good, and they know how to explain things. And whether or not they explain it clearly or not is you know, debatable. It doesn't have to be clear if you're smart enough to hear it. But they obviously, like Junkyard people, they just, the other episode, explained why they spoke that way, why they acted that way, and it made me actually care more about those people. Now, these people are strange, but that's just normal. They're the normal weird people, honestly. I feel like they haven't really had problems with walkers too often. I feel like they're definitely in a safe area, because I actually laughed pretty hard. I don't know why, but when she was like, "Oh, sounds like another fake word, and she said like snorkel or some weird fucking word, and then the one girl said moisture. I don't know. I thought that was funny, in like a funny like stupid way. Like it was just so stupid. It was funny. Yeah, but I enjoyed that whole thing, and then they had the Key to the Future book with all the different things, which is gonna be handy for season 9, of course. So I'm excited for next episode more than anything, because this episode was great. Don't get me wrong, but I can tell next week's episode is going to be better, and possibly like one of the best episodes of the entire series. I think we're gonna get character deaths beyond your imagination. Like I think we're gonna get like solid 5 or 6 named character deaths, like characters who actually have names and we actually know their names, which doesn't mean there has to be a main character. There's some, characters who have barely had any lines, maybe like one line, who have a name, or even some characters who have never had a line but have a name, and we just know their name because of the Wikipedia or whatever it may be. But yeah, I feel like we're gonna get a good amount, maybe one like somewhat major but not too major of a main character. Like maybe like a minor one, like I don't know, Tobin or something. I feel like Tobin's kind of like a minor character. Something like that. We're gonna get that this episode. I can tell it's gonna be an action-packed one. I'm so excited for it. And then we got episode 14, which I believe is going to be Rick and Morgan out on their own, which is gonna be awesome. And I think they're gonna be hunting down prisoners. I think the prisoners might escape from the hilltop, and they might be hunting them down and just killing them all. And I think they're going to end up killing Jared in episode 14, which is going to be satisfying for the people who have wanted Jared to die for a while. And then episode 15, we're obviously going to get other stuff, maybe stuff with Negan and Jadis. And then 15, we're going to get stuff with Rosita and Daryl. I think possibly going to talk to Eugene. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of setup, episode 15. And then, of course, 16, the finale, the movie-like episode, which is going to be just the final battle where I think they're just going to come to Hilltop again one last time. But this time, I think Negan might be there. Maybe Negan will kill Simon. I don't know, man. I'm really intrigued because this whole Negan-Simon thing didn't happen in the comics. So it's actually really interesting me to see how it's going to end. I'm really interested. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys in my next one. Peace out.